Hi guys, it's Sophie. So I wanted to do a video today with Tom, and Tom is going to help me choose the next 3 books I'm going to buy. So this is inspired by a video I saw by Simon where basically he was letting his partner pick out his books from his TBR, but I only have 4 books on my TBR, so that's not particularly exciting for Tom. So what we're going to do is I've got 3 different collections of tabs on the laptop that's on his lap right now. One is the books I don't yet own from the Women's Prize, one is the books I don't yet own from the Gelac Prize, and one is my general TBR. So he's got 3 different windows open with loads of different books. Yep.
Yeah.
So if you open up, yeah, you got it.
Cool.
So what Tom's job is Tom's going to have a bit of a read through what the books are. I think it'd be nice if you just told people the titles of the books, like in each
As
section.
opposed to the blurb.
And then you could maybe go through the blurb of the one you've chosen, and then we can see what it is I'm going to be buying next.
Cool, sounds good. Yeah.
So now you can just get on with it.
Okay, so I'm not sure what is in this tab. This seems like horror of some
Okay,
sort.
so the first tab that you've got is the books which aren't on either one of the prizes. So these are like my wild cards.
Okay, you're not going to like these. Okay, so we've got The Summer of Abume by Natsuhiko Kyogoku, and it's translated by Alexander O. Smith. The front cover looks bloody amazing. Then we've got The Loney by Andrew Michael Hurley. Betraying Big Brother, The Feminist Awakening in China by Letta Hong Fincher. Milk Fed by, I thought fed meant policeman there. No, I imagine it's about
Boobs.
yeah, boobs pretty much. Yeah, there's a picture of a tit on the front. That's by Melissa Broder. And then we've got Acts of Desperation by Megan Nolan. Bunny by Mona Awad. We Ride Upon Sticks, which is a lovely title, by Kwan Barry. And King of Rabbits. You know I'm choosing that one, instantly, by Carla Neblet.
Cool. So we're going to pause for just a sec and let Tom read the blurbs, and then we'll see what he picks. Okay, so Tom's had a read, and he's gonna give us some decision making.
You see, this is harder than anticipated. There's a load of really good books, and they've all got your buzzwords in there.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to eliminate The Summer of Abume. I think it does sound very good, but it sounds a lot like you have read that sort of thing before.
Cool. So close it down. Close that tab down.
Scary, right.
Yeah.
Then I've got The Loney, which I'm actually going to keep on the shortlist because I think that sounds.
I did also just read Starbaker by him. That was the one that I really liked. Yeah. So amazing. The hair. Yeah.
Yeah. Alright. And then we got Betraying Big Brother, The Feminist Awakening in China. Sounds very interesting, but I think just from a personal perspective, I think it could be a little dense. It's got lots of interviews, and I'm going to shut that one down if that's okay with you.
It's your choice. You are choosing my TBR.
Yeah, right. This is stressful. Milk Fed. Once again, I think you read. This is just your bread and butter.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah,
So
I'm going to get rid of that one because Acts of Desperation. It is your bread and butter, but this sounds so set for you. I mean, do you want me to read the blurb?
Well, read the blurb of the one you've got. So like maybe just say like why is it you think I'd like that one?
Because it's about a young woman's toxic relationship with a cruel man. Clearly me. Yeah. And it's about it just sounds dark and pretty. So that's staying in there. Bunny. It just sounds like a poor man's A Secret History to me. Elite College. So yeah, get rid of that. We Ride Upon Sticks. I'm keeping this in there because you know nothing about sport.
Yeah, we had this conversation the other day.
Yeah, and I think it does.
I never read about sport.
Yeah, so.
But it has witches.
It's got witches.
Yeah.
It's about kind of like set in the Salem area. So I think that's staying on there. And King of Rabbits, no. Unfortunately, it's just about a young boy growing into manhood, and I think that's a bit like.
So one of the big draws for me is it's set in Somerset. We live in Somerset, and there's like no books that I read set in Somerset, so that's like a big draw for me. Also, those people really like that one at the minute. So that one is one that isn't necessarily like you read it and you think of me, I would say, but there's a lot of buzz about it, and it's local, and I never read anything about local stuff, so it's like got a couple of bits.
Yeah.
But you can get rid of it because it's your deciding.
Cool. Yeah. So we have The Loney, Acts of Desperation, We Ride Upon Sticks.
Okay, what are we going for?
I think it's between The Loney and Acts of Desperation. I think The Loney will be a really, really fun read. and that would just be a page turner for you, the sort of thing when you're knackered after one of your days and you just climb into bed. I think Acts of Desperation.
You've got to choose. You've got to choose one. There's only one.
Well, I know that you like the author of the Loney, and I think Acts of Desperation, even though so.
What about the ratings though?
I'm trying to ignore them.
Okay.
I'm trying to ignore the ratings because I know that your ratings don't necessarily agree with Goodreads ratings. Let's go for the Loney.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Cool. So the Loney is going on to my basket of things to buy. Cool. So next we have, if you fill the next little window up from the bottom.
Gee.
Okay, so the next lot is the Women's Prize. These are all the books I haven't yet bought from the Women's Prize. Tom's going to do just the same. He's going to have a read, a bit of a debate, and then we'll see what I'm going to pick up next.
Do you want me to say the names of them?
Oh yeah, yes.
So I'll literally just run it through. I thought that was too slow the first time. So we got Piranesi by Susanna Clarke, Because of You by Dawn French, Unsettled Ground by Claire Fuller. I know you like Claire Fuller. How the One-Armed Sister Sweeps Her House by Cherry Jones. No One Is Talking About This by Patricia Lockwood. Consent by Annabelle Leon. Nothing But Blue Sky by Kathleen McMahon. And Summer by Ali Smith.
Cool.
This one's actually much more difficult. There's just loads of names that kind of appear on Sophie's bookcases, and
so I've read some of them, so that's part of it. And you don't know. So Tom hasn't watched any of my videos on the prizes, so he doesn't know which books I'm excited for and which ones I'm less excited for.
So I'm feeling like this.
There's energy.
Yeah, there's some energy.
I'm like trying not to give any hints.
Maybe I just need to stare at you when I say names. So
No, don't stare at me.
We've got. I really like the sound of Piranesi, just from a personal perspective, by Susanna Clarke. It just sounds wild and zany, and probably got some really good character development in them as well. I love the sound of that one.
Yeah.
So that's definitely staying there. Because of You by Dawn French. It almost feels too easy to have Dawn French on there.
I'm not giving you any hints.
That's staying on there because that little Claire Fuller. Once again, it's
you've got to get them down. You've got.
I know. Actually, surprisingly, with the tabs, I was more interested in the initial ones, and then it kind of drained off. But I feel with your personality, you'd probably be like excited by all of them. So I have no idea. I'm going to get rid of Claire Fuller because I think you've read a post-apocalyptic Claire Fuller one before.
I don't think this is post-apocalyptic.
But it does say.
I think it's like they lose their livelihood.
Must fight to survive in an increasingly dangerous world.
I thought it was like. So I'm pretty sure it's about like rural poverty.
Okay.
But it's fine.
I'm still going to get rid of it. I'm afraid it's got a bloody good rating. How the One-Armed Sister Sweeps Her House. The fact that it said a debut novel in a tradition of Zadie Smith and Marlon James. I know you love that. Although Marlon James, that was Leopard.
No, that was. Is that Marlon James?
Was it Marlon? It was Marlon James. Black Leopard. I didn't like that and really didn't enjoy that one.
Red Wolf, yeah.
So I'm going to get rid of that just because I'm.
Yeah, just because you had to go at that one.
Yeah, and it was. No One Is Talking About This. I think you'd actually quite enjoy that one.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to keep that.
I'm trying to be really like poker face, but I'm failing.
Well, I'm not looking at you. I'm really.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying.
Consent by Annabelle Leon. I'm purely going to go by rating and say no.
Okay.
Because you don't have any sisters as well. Nothing But Blue Sky by Kathleen McMahon. Yeah, I think you'd like that. It's kind of. Summer by Ali Smith. Sounds bloody amazing as well. So I've got 5 here. I've got Piranesi, Because of You, No One Is Talking.
Okay, so let's cut 2 off. You got to go. Let's make some decisions.
It's gonna be a long video, isn't it? Just me.
No, it's cool. I like it.
Okay, I'm gonna get rid of Nothing But Blue Sky. There's a slow blink. Summer. I just something about the cover. I'm keeping that there. I'm gonna get rid of No One Is Talking About This.
Cool.
So I've got Dawn French, Piranesi, and Summer. I'm going to get rid of Dawn French because it's just too easy.
Okay. Okay.
Your hand did a weird wiggle.
That's cool.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So I've got Summer by Ali Smith and Piranesi. Sorry about this. I'm going to go for Piranesi. I think it just sounds fascinating. Really, really
That's
creative.
the one I wanted.
Was it?
Yeah.
Boom.
It was either that one or the Patricia Lockwood.
Which one was
So
that?
that was the one about social media, and I think I'll really enjoy that book. But Piranesi, everyone is saying it's amazing, it's weird, it's wonderful, and it's just like fucked up and confusing and fun. So awesome. I'm going to add them to my Waterstones basket as we go. So do you want to find, whilst I'm doing that, do you want to find the next tab?
Yeah, of course, and we can just... Why is the Loney there? Okay. So, what
So this is the Jalak prize. So I'm reading the long list, for both prizes, or as many as I can. So this is the last pick. So this is going to be the third book.
What's the Jalak prize for? Is there a specific theme?
Yeah, so it's fame writers from the UK. That's like the generic set out.
That'd be wicked.
Okay.
Okay, so we got Antiemetic for Homesickness by Romulinante. So I don't need to say the book. Well, most people here know kind of the general theme.
If you want to talk, so for the books that are on the Women's Prize and the Jalak Prize, if you want to hear more about all the books on the list, I did a review of an overview of all the books on my last video, which was Let's Talk About Book Prizes. So if you want to understand what all of them are about, go there. Finish this video first, but go there afterwards. We're just going to do titles just for the sake of time.
Oh, that was a good segue. Unintentional segue, like that. Is it called segue?
Yeah.
Yeah, sweet. So the next one is A More Perfect Union by Tamye Huff. My Darling from the Lions, lovely title, by Rachel Long. The First Woman by Jennifer Nansabugan Makumbi. Oh, this Ugandan book, cool. Are We Home Yet by Katie Massey. That's got a very good rating. The Address book, What Street Addresses Reveal About Identity, Race, Wealth and Power. That's going to be cool, as by Deirdre Mask. And What's Left of Me Is Yours by Stephanie Scott. Based in Tokyo, interesting. And redesign. You've got quite a lot of based in Tokyo, based in Seoul, sort of
I know, I do.
Yeah, it's cool. And Desire by Afshan D'Souza Lodi.
Cool.
Which doesn't have any information about
it. So that book I'm pretty sure is indie press, and it's been really hard to find. Even finding it on Goodreads was a challenge. Typing the name of the book didn't work. I had to type in the name of the book plus the full author name to even get it on Goodreads. So I think it's just not being spoken about that much. But yeah, so
it's a poetry collection as well.
Yeah. So this prize mixes fiction, poetry, and non-fiction, which is really good fun. You know that I love having that kind of mix in my reading. So we're going to pause again to give Tom a chance to read what blurbs there are. I don't think there is one for Ari Desire, is there? No. Maybe might be worth googling that one.
I've just looked at the reviews to yeah, it was a really good one.
Cool. So we'll be back in a second. Okay, Tom has had a second to read, so...
These are very short breaks, by the way, so my mind is still churning through it. So, Antiemetic for Homesickness does sound amazing. So that's definitely staying in the shortlist. I wasn't actually that taken by A More Perfect Union until I read the whole blurb, and it sounds a bit like it's got hints of Washington Black in it, to me. And that was amazing.
But I didn't like it as much as you did.
You didn't. For me, that was a lot more...
If you remember, I didn't like that one as much as you did.
Yeah.
I thought it was quite white savoury, that particular book. But I feel a little bit like this might be put in a slightly different way than Washington Black. But I'm not trying to sway you either way, but I don't think the story's told in exactly the same way from what I've heard people talking about it.
I mean, you've still got this gentleman called Henry O'Toole, escapes the Irish famine. It sounds kind of white man going over there, and I wonder if it's got that whole kind of white saviour complex.
But it is all BAME authors, so that's something to keep in mind, that all of the authors are ethnic minorities.
Was Washington Black written by BAME?
I don't remember. I feel like maybe it was.
I can't remember.
I'd have to Google it. I might Google it in a minute when we next do it.
But I'm going to get rid of that because just for that. My Darling from the Lions. Didn't strike any chords with me. First Woman, that's staying in there. That just sounds amazing. Just Ugandan mythology sounds cool. Are We Home Yet? Definitely staying in there. You've got sex workers. You've got mental health problems, and then you've got just so many different countries in it and 2 strong women. So it's just buzzword after buzzword for you. Just bloody amazing. Yeah. The address book, absolutely staying in there. Like that's your sort of non-fiction that we'll be sitting here. I'll have my Kindle and I'll probably be able to read about 2 pages to every 15 pages of yours, and it will just be statistics, everything, and I'll be like, holy crap.
Just quickly, just because I've just googled it, yes, the author of Washington Black is in fact a black lady, so yeah, I was right. The lady.
What's her name?
Hang on. Essie Ediguan.
What's that? Yeah.
So yeah, but what I've heard is it feels a little bit different.
My copy of that book is still on the ward that I work, and I give it to patients who are really bored on the ward.
That's very sweet.
It gets good reviews, yeah. Cool, so the address book, I'll keep that in. What's left of me is yours. Sounds bloody fascinating. I didn't know there were literally, so if you don't know it, it's about, in Tokyo they've got people called breaker-uppers as their jobs, where they go and they literally, what's the term? Seduce.
They cheat on, I would pay someone to go cheat on Tom, right? That would be the idea. And then if Tom gets off with this woman, then I'm like, he's cheated on me, we need a divorce, it's all going in my favour. So you hire someone to wreck your marriage on behalf of the person who wants to break up. It's very clever.
So this insanely hot lady from Japan suddenly knocks up at the door, I'll be like, I know what you are. Come on in anyway.
Yeah, she's read a whole book about it.
Yeah. It sounds amazing, but I'm going to get it off because there's so many good books there, and I'll probably get paranoid. Read Desire.
There's not a lot of info, so I mean, I would say I don't fully know what this is about, if I'm honest, because it's been quite challenging to actually find a lot of detail, so I don't know whether you kind of feel the same, you just don't know enough.
There's so little, there's only 1 review on Goodreads, so I'm just going to have to take it off. I mean, purely for that reason. Unfortunate, as I imagine if it's made this list, it's pretty bloody fantastic.
Yeah, I'm hoping that it might gain a bit more recognition through the prize, and I will read it at some point. But it can be a little bit challenging when you're trying to choose which books to read if there's not a lot out there about one of the books that you're thinking about. I mean, I felt not that drawn to it because I haven't got enough to be drawn to, so yeah. That's
a real shame, isn't it? It kind of points how it comes down to, publishers.
Yeah, and publicity.
Yeah, exactly. And you've got those, you showed me on Instagram Twitter, that viral book campaign.
Yeah, Can You Hear the Harm? 4th Estate books. I'm liking that.
And it's that sort of thing which kind of gets hype, and then you get kind of lots of reviews. So
yeah.
It's a shame I've got to get rid of that one, but yeah. So we've got 4 left. I've got to do my usual.
So do you want to say what the 4 are?
So we got Antiemetic for homesickness. We got The First Woman, Are We Home Yet, and The Address Book. What was the last poetry book you read?
Poor by Caleb Femi. I read that before the book I just finished. I read it the whole time you were on a late, you didn't.
Was that the one with the pictures as well?
Yeah.
So that was quite recent.
Yeah.
What, you read it in one night when it was a late?
Yeah.
Bloody hell.
It was very sad. I'll talk about it more at some point soon, but it was very sad.
Was it as sad as Baby Teeth the film?
Different kind of sad. It was, without going into too much detail, it was just the crushing experience of being black in London and having to live with concrete all around you and people being murdered all the time. It was just very sad. And very heavy, so I probably shouldn't have read it in one night because it was quite hard. If I'm honest, I had to keep stopping and be like, I'm okay.
I came back from the ward and you were lying in bed, but
yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. So
yeah, I'm going to take off Antiemetic. I think it. Actually, let me go through them again because it does sound good. The First Woman, about Ugandan mythology. I think it sounds amazing, but no, I'm going to get rid of it.
Okay.
Yeah. So we've got a short list of 3. Are We Home Yet? Sounds freaking amazing. So that's staying on. And the address book sounds freaking amazing.
So do you think maybe those last 2 are the 2 you're most drawn to? Because both of them you just opened and you were like,
yeah,
they sound amazing.
But I do know you love good poetry. Yeah, I'll get rid of the poetry.
Just because you didn't seem as immediately yes.
But I don't know if that's more to do with me than you.
Yeah, but you see, you're choosing. As before, I'm giving you permission.
I'll pay for this. So we've got Are We Home Yet by Katie Massey and Deirdre Mask. What was the last non-fiction you wrote? Read.
It was Inferno, the one about the mental hospital.
Oh, that was cool, that one.
Yeah.
That was so good.
It's tough.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, I'm going to do a countdown to 5 and then you've got to choose, okay? 5. If you think before, just say it. 4, 3.
I'm going to go the address book.
Okay. Awesome.
Is that what you...
Why?
Well, you didn't say that in the second category. You said that's the one I wanted. What one did you want?
I like the sound of... So in the other video, I spoke about the fact I actually like the sound of all of these books. I'm really excited for all of them. The address book is one of the ones I'm most excited for because it's very me non-fiction.
Yeah,
but I would have equally been happy with Are We Home Yet? Like, of the two of them, there wasn't a better choice. So that's why I wasn't like, yes!
Yeah, the address book sounds incredible. Like, the amount of stats you're going to throw at me.
Yeah, the only issue with it, which I will just look up quickly before we finish, is I actually went to buy it already. It was one of the first ones I looked to buy because I'm really sure I'm going to enjoy it. And it was totally out of stock everywhere. And the only place that had it was Amazon, and I'm trying really hard this year. It's come back in stock. I'm going to add it to my basket. Yeah, it was like when I went on Waterstones and Blackwell's last time, it was saying it would be like June before it would be in again. So awesome. So I've put those books into my little basket. You don't know if you can see them there, but I put my little books into the basket and I will buy them. Those will be the next 3 books that go onto my TBR. Thank you very much.
My pleasure.
Did you enjoy that?
I did actually. Piranesi is the one I'm most excited by.
Well, if you want, she says, he's never going to say yes. You're always welcome to borrow it when I finish.
I don't know, if it was, for some reason, if it was on Kindle, I'd probably read it.
Well, you could download it on Kindle.
Yeah. I probably like. I don't know. Do you think your viewers are much more kind of physical book oriented?
No, I think like everyone on Book. Sorry, I'm just buying the thing at the same time. I think everyone on BookTube is very different. Like, I don't think that there's any right way to do BookTube or any way that people like look down upon. And it's just not really the oh, I've got £10 on my Waterstones Plus. It's that's good. Yeah, I just don't really think people judge how people read that much. Like, there's whole communities of people who probably only use e-readers, and lots of people use both. Lots of people really like audiobooks, and
I just can't remember the last time I saw you watching BookTube, and there aren't just a bloody library of books behind them.
Yeah, I mean,
never just a single Kindle like by the head.
I think part of it is that one of the values of BookTube is that there's aesthetics there too. So like when you're trying to sell a book to people, not that BookTube is about selling books, but when you're trying to like convince someone to read it, it's nice to have an object and like a nice cover and a physicality to it, to be like, I have this thing, would you also like this thing? And I think a Kindle can be harder to like express the excitement for, because you're always just holding up the same thing and it doesn't give you that like burst of like newness and excitedness when you see covers. I think covers is really quite a lot of it. But remember that like all the BookTube I watch is only a small sliver. All of the different people, there's literally thousands of people who do books online. But yeah, I thought that was really fun. I really enjoyed having Tom choose some. Let go of her.
She's so sharp.
Yeah.
Bloody hell.
Yeah, I really enjoyed Tom picking my books, and it was nice because all of the books that were on the list I wanted, so there was no bad choice. It was just interesting to see what Tom would pick for me. And I'm really happy with them. I think that's going to be a really nice little addition to my TBR. So they will be showing up at some point soon on one of my monthly wrap-ups.
Let me know how you think I did.
Yeah, please do comment down below and let us know how Tom got on.
I'm very sensitive, be nice.
Cool, so I'll see you guys again soon in my next video. It will be a reading vlog. I'm filming that this weekend, so that'll be up probably next week. Alright, love you lots and see you again soon.
Bye.
Bye.